Few filmmakers spark curiosity and admiration quite like Francis Ford Coppola, and rarely do audiences get such an unguarded glimpse into his creative process. If you've ever wondered what it really takes to bring a decades-long personal vision to life, prepare for a documentary that might change how you see both movies and their makers. But here's where it gets controversial. Not everyone will agree on whether Megalopolis, Coppola's sweeping, self-funded epic, is a triumph or a misstep. When Coppola at last pushed forward with Megalopolis, his long-gestating retrofuturist Roman saga, he made the bold move to invite another director behind the scenes. That director, Mike Figgis, is best known for his nimble work with digital film, making him the ideal candidate for capturing this mammoth undertaking. The resulting documentary isn't just engrossing. It's a front-row ticket to the often-hidden world of actor rehearsals, where Coppola's imaginative techniques, including experimental theater games that stretch even seasoned actors, are put on full display. These glimpses demystify a part of filmmaking most audiences never witness. Watching Coppola in action, it's impossible not to be swept up by his passion and unshakable confidence. Here's a visionary filmmaker who's unafraid to invest and even risk his fortune in pursuit of cinematic greatness. Coppola's entrepreneurial spirit practically leaps off the screen, especially when he extols the glories and sometimes the heartbreak of betting everything on art. And just when you thought the age of directors who dressed for the occasion ended with Hitchcock, Figgis shows us that Coppola still turns up in a collar and tie, keeping old-school style alive. And this is the part most people miss. While the documentary showcases many high points, it also skirts around more unsettling reports. For example, Figgis is notably discreet about rumors of inappropriate on-set behavior by Coppola toward female supporting actors. Should he have confronted this head-on? This silence is sure to spark debate among viewers. However, Figgis does candidly address Coppola's notorious decision to fire his entire visual effects team midway through production, a stark insight into the tumult behind the scenes. The film also sheds light on just how costly artistic ambition can be. Megalopolis devoured at least $120 million of Coppola's own money, much of it raised by selling part of his wine business. Just think about that. Sometimes up to $20,000 a day on catering alone for crowd scenes. Figgis smartly highlights these astronomical figures, inviting us to reflect on what it means to gamble everything on a work of art. Yet, despite all the spectacle and controversy, the heart of the documentary lies in Coppola's relationships with his actors, both veterans and newcomers. There are deeply touching moments featuring his late wife Eleanor Coppola, herself a legendary documentarian known for chronicling the chaos of Apocalypse Now, visiting the set and supporting Francis through the ups and downs. The film doesn't shy away from tension either. Arguments with a famously challenging Shia LaBeouf contrast with lighter, warmer conversations with stars like Jon Voight, Aubrey Plaza, and Dustin Hoffman. Most intriguing of all, Figgis shares rare footage from a table read way back in 2001, offering glimpses of what could have been with Uma Thurman and Robert De Niro in the mix. Here's the real question. Does Megalopolis actually work as a film? The jury is still out. And I remain unconvinced that it's more than a noble misfire. But one thing is clear. Figgis's documentary is a riveting, must-watch portrait of ambition, creativity, and the price one man is willing to pay for his dreams. But what do you think? Should documentaries be more confrontational about their subjects' flaws? Can a creative failure still be a legacy worth celebrating? Let's hear your take in the comments below.